Our guest leo. Nataka tu introduce me, introduce.
Kwa majina anaitwa Abdul Hussein ama Canta, mtaani anaitwa Canta. Ndio jina langu la community.
Hussein.
Mbona hiyo jina Canta? What does Canta mean?
Jina Canta ni childhood name. Imetokea kutoka kwa vijana tofauti mtaani. Na zamani nilikuwa nacheza ball. I was so fast in the game. So watu wakanimember that jina. Nikijaribu kuuliza hiyo jina iko na maana gani? Ukijaribu ukiona kwa Japanese hiyo jina inamaanisha ball. Mtaani hapa kulikuwa hiyo gari sikizi inaitwa Mitsubishi Canta. Sasa sana nimeona kibera. Sasa mtaani pia watu walikuja kaibadilisha wakaiweka kama that best player kwa Manchester United kanaitwa Canta. Sasa kabisa tena bodi kabisa kwa Canta. Sometimes watu wanaiphrase tofauti na appreciate but at least wanani recognize. Yeah.
Umesema ukicheza ball. Canta ukicheza timu gani hapa mtaani?
Mtaani nilianza kucheza ball timu ya inaitwa KIBRA Rangers when I was young. Kutoka KIBRA Rangers nikachezea Costa. Kutoka Costa nikachezea KIBRA United. Kutoka KIBRA United nikachezea Posta Rangers. Kutoka Posta Rangers nikachezea Karuri Posta. Kutoka Karuri Posta nikachezea Timesales. Hapo ndio nikakuja kuingia magoti because my ACL left leg. Sasa ikabidi tu nitulie nisicheze ball. Lakini nilikuwa na passion once nilikuwa shule, nilikuwa na dream ya kuwa nitakuja kucheza professional soccer. That's why it was my driving force. When I get one time I will represent myself, I will represent my community in a hiyo level ya juu. Lakini unfortunately haikuwa. Na nikapata opportunity ya kuwa one of the organization KIBRA kwa KIBRA. Nikarecruitiwa through ball. Nilikuwa kama team manager ya local club hapa mtaani ilikuwa inaitwa Ajax. Ajax pia nilichezea ikiwa kama nimecheza ligi ya mtaani especially Kiko Cup. Nikachezea pia Ajax, nikakuwa team manager Ajax. At least bila nikusikuwa nacheza ball volunteer to be like one of the team manager in my community. So nikakuja nikarecruitiwa Carolina for KIBRA. That is back in the year 2000. From there nikakuwa kama community village representative. From community village representative nikakuja nikapewa tena cheo pale Carolina kama youth coordinator ya Carolina for KIBRA. From youth coordinator nikakuja kwa program officer Carolina. Specific for program ni sports program. Sasa sports program iko in general to be specific sana soccer. Tukaanza na soccer. That's why nikakuja kuona Carolina for KIBRA walikuja kujulikana mtaani sana through soccer. Na soccer ndio kwenye bring all categories mtaani. Once you want to preach any information about anything in the community, through we had like different categories, so it was very easy for me to use that football at least to address the community.
Umesema you played for several teams. How was football life ukicheza hizo team, and can you kindly tell us which years ukicheza those teams?
So our days when we were playing soccer, it was very challenging because in most occasions, if you compare it nowadays at least you get opportunity of getting like soccer boots in Tumba. You can get the soccer boots, you can get like jersey in Tumba, but on our days you need to look for it. Getting like you can get in one team, maybe when during those days of our childhood, you can get like 2 guys having like soccer boots. The rest we are just barefoot. So it was like a challenge, and in most occasions we had that passion of playing soccer. Because we had like a dream that one day we play in a top flight league. So we are just pushing ourselves very hard to make sure that at least the ends meet. But it wasn't easy. So playing in those different categories, I was playing in let's say when I was still in high school. So when I was playing in Posta Rangers. When I still in high school, when I played in Karuri Posta. But when I finished high school, is when I joined Timesales those days. And that was here back in 1995, 98, those years. Yeah, those was the days. And it wasn't like easy. Compared to currently now, everything you can get in a silver plate. Because like soccer currently is paying, and you can get like so many equipment which you need, you can. It's just a matter of individual as a player. Just commit yourself to be very disciplined. You will get whatever you want. But to me, the key word in soccer is only discipline, nothing else. If you're very disciplined, you will go places. But if you put like two things at a go, you will achieve. And you have like very, very skillful, very, very talented individual in the community. But how to take them to the next level is a different question.
We have youths who are disciplined. You usually hear them saying that mzee goal haina ndo hatulipwi, tunaenda zoezi tunatoka bure, labda tumeenda game hatujalipwa, yet they are disciplined. What would you say about that?
Yeah, discipline you see is like, it's a general word. It depends how disciplined you are. You can be disciplined at home, but you are indisciplined in the field. You see, and you can be indisciplined in the community, but at home, at the soccer field there, you're so disciplined. But at times it depends with individual. Yeah, if you decide to what about like guys who are in Islam? Why are they penetrating, or why are they getting into the top flight? Because of connection. If you are not well connected, it will be hard. So it to me it's upon the guys who are in the federation representing like the KIBRA community here. What are they doing? You see, if they are playing, if they really play their role, you cannot hear all those things players are talking about. Ni hard sana sana, utapata ukienda kwingine utapata that player is good. If you realize that there is nothing happening, what is your role as a player? Move on. Go and look for greener pasture elsewhere. And if you wait for somebody to come and pick your hand, take you somewhere, it's so unfortunate. So it's upon like also as individual, because it's a teamwork between like the community or the coaches in the community and you as individual. If things are not working on your side, just make sure that you move on, so that at least you can get a greener pasture elsewhere. Because in most occasions, people normally nowadays, you can even send yourself through like social media. Just take a clip, talk to somebody. Just use even your phone. Somebody to at least to shoot whatever you are doing, then send it somewhere. You can get opportunity elsewhere. You see. So we have like all those opportunities we have in the community, but it depends how are you absorbing those opportunities. Yeah.
Wow, it depends on the drive of a player
Sure.
to establish.
Sure.
They should not get too comfortable where they are. Kama unataka kujiuza, wewe mwenyewe unajiuza.
Sure.
Canta, Carolina for KIBRA used to have different tournament kulikuwa na different age groups. During that time, which was your best tournament?
Those days I was in Carolina.
Yes, those days. Yani tuna relive memory ya kitambo.
Yeah, those days in Carolina, I can say all the years was so achieved in terms of registration of more teams, involvement of more players in those categories. Because if you compare like all those days, we had like different. I started with different categories, like from under 12. We didn't have any under 12 tournament in KIBRA. We didn't have any under 14 tournament in KIBRA. So in most occasions, the tournament which are being organized in the community was only for seniors. So if you just organize senior team, when will you get like other replacement of the senior team? So we started like for under 12, under 14, 16, and 18 categories. At least to give room to all the categories in the community, all the ages of the community who used to participate in the soccer fraternity. So all the years was a good year, but unfortunately nowadays we don't have like organizations which are organizing lower categories in the community. That's why when I left Carolina in 2015, I decided in 2016 I decided to start like to register organization known as YYO KIBRA. YYO KIBRA mean footstep. So when I started the YYO KIBRA, whatever I was doing in Carolina for KIBRA, I just copy and paste in YYO. So because I had like the passion in the community on how I can improve the skills of those players, because I was once a player and I had like a dream of going somewhere. So I decided to start like YYO KIBRA so that I can continue with the dream which I had from Carolina for KIBRA. So that's why from that dream when I was in Carolina, we had like different players who came from that program and who benefited, who achieved their goals from that program. The like of Jesse, those are the players that we the like of team. They also play in Carolina for KIBRA tournament. So those are my dreams of bringing all those like youths who are very talented, at least by the end of the day, because they are dreaming that one day this soccer at least will take care of their life, and at least will make sure that at least they live with soccer, and at least it can be a breadwinner for their family. So those are my bigger dream. Because I believe I once want to play like a professional player. I could not because of my left ACL injury. So I decided if I will not make it to the profession, but one day, one time, there is a player in my community, in my KIBRA community, will make a stage in the top level. But now I can say I've achieved that because of the life of the Jesse. So at least when I see Jesse play, I can see now at least I need something in my community. But I still have more to do, because that's why I register the community-based organization, my work, so that at least I can continue the dream of nurturing talent in the community.
Hussein, this is the second coach telling us if you want to build talent, lazima tuanze huko chini. Mungu wa pyramid show, lazima tujitengeze kutoka huko chini.
YYO, you started it to embrace the roots of Can you kindly tell us, because mostly mtawa anaenda manze kama kuna do how do you convince them to be part of YYO?
So in most of my organizations or what I normally organize in terms of soccer, I don't encourage organizing like a program or a tournament or a soccer tournament for registration purposes. At least there is a fee team supposed to register for. To me, all the activities, all the program I'm coordinating is just for free. Because why free? Because I normally offer, like, I better give incentives in terms of soccer cleats, in terms of soccer uniform, in terms of balls to the teams. Why soccer cleats are not money? Money, whenever you give out money, you divide the team. Because once you give out money to the players, for instance, if you give a team, winning team, 10,000 shillings, how much will the coach take? How much will the best players take? By the end of the day, you'll be favoring some of the players, and also you'll be demoralizing some of the players. But in the next season, you will not get the same players playing the same team. You already divide the team. So, but if you bring the element of soccer uniform, soccer boots, soccer team, that player, he will think that tomorrow I just want to be in the same team because I want to put on the new uniform we won last time. So you are bringing like the teamwork together. You are bonding those players to be like one thing. But if you bring the element of money, you divide the team. So whenever I do like registration, I normally in the tournament which I do organize, I make sure that I call the players. We normally call it pre-tournament meeting, whereby you call all the players together, bring them, and tell them exactly what they are going to expect by the end of the tournament. If you tell them that I'm going to give you like mineral water, by the end of the tournament, give them mineral water. unless if there is any additional thing, you just tell them this is additional. But the mineral water which I promise you, this is the mineral water. That's why at times, in most occasions, when I was in Carolina, now I'm doing, when I'm in Wayo, I normally tell the coaches things in white and black. If you feel that I'm not interested, or you haven't convinced me about like this trophy, the incentive, well and good. From the word go, you just decide to leave or not to participate in the tournament. But in most occasions, if you are ready for that incentive, that's why you can get most of the coaches or most of the teams will participate, because by the end of the day, the bigger problem you have in the community is equipment. If you give them equipment, they'll come running to the tournament, because whatever you give them still going to boost the morale of the players at the team level. So incentive should be what these players are doing on a daily basis, what they are accessing, what they are using on a daily basis. That means the uniform, the soccer cleats, the balls, cones, those things at least normally motivate the team and motivate the players.
Umesikia? If you want to put up a tournament, you have to study it on a clean slate. Hakuna choro.
Why? Do you manage it alone, or there are people who help you out?
Why as organization, the way I said, I started in 2016. I had friends from Sweden. I have friends from the US. At least they are the guys who are supporting YY program. Currently, we are volunteers, the community coordinators and the coaches in the community, at least to make the YY program running. But every year, at least we have like students coming from Mikopen University who are coming. Those are some of the students coming to YY. At least when they are coming, at least they bring incentives in terms of like soccer uniform, balls, and the cleats. And also, I'm working also closely with the professor of the Mikopen University. He's the one at least. His name is Pio. He's the one at least bringing those students to KIBRA. At least we are working, that's how we are supporting the program. Also, when you go to in US, I have like a guy, a lady, like a mom, because she's the one at least also the program. We have in US in California, her name is Nancy, also she's the one supporting the YY program in terms of utilizing resources on the other side. So we have like also another guy known as, apart from organizing a soccer, after the COVID, we decided also to start like another program known as YY Health Program, whereby I recruited like 25 CHW who are working in the community also in terms of health issue, and that was started in 2020 after the COVID outbreak. So we have like another professor known as Elliot. So she's in Maryland. So he's the one making sure that at least he's the advisor on the health issue. So it's just a matter of time. Our program to start like expanding slowly by slowly. And I normally work with willing individuals. You see, in the community, if you have the passion of volunteering, because you want your community to be somewhere, you have to volunteer, and at least to make sure that at least you are doing the right thing at the right time. And also the best way of working, an organization working in the community, if you work with the residents of the community, so that at least they will give you like a boost in terms of supporting your program, in terms of making sure that anything coming up, at least they also consider you are present in the community. That's why the beauty of working with the community members of the community, guys in the community.
Canta, Wayo, apart from football, is there any other initiative you guys do within the community?
Apart from playing soccer, also we give back to the community through like cleanup exercise and also tree planting. That's why also the teams normally give back to the community, because we don't have like a registration fee. That's how the community give back to the community through cleanup exercises and tree planting. And also the way I've just said, we also have like community health workers who are normally, we train them, they were trained under Ministry of Health department. So at least they have like all those qualified skills which is needed to be a community health worker in the community. So we liaise the community health workers, our community health workers liaise with the Department of Community Health Worker at the DC and also at the Langata. So at least in case of anything, at least they are coordinating and they are being told at least what they're supposed to do. Yeah, those are some of the things that we started. And also we do organize like forums that normally happen every Sunday when the tournament is on. That's how also we give like life skills to the community players in the community, because we have like so many guys or our players. At times it's hard for them to get some skills from their parents. In terms of, you can see the scope of our community, whereby we have like the issue of drugs, we have like the issue of HIV and AIDS, we have the issue of this now, the pandemic which came, the COVID. So if they are not well educated about those information, you see like our community going the wrong side. So we have like those peer educators. So I normally invite different peer educators to come at least to talk to those individuals. And also for the community coaches, we normally organize like guest speakers who normally come and talk to our community coach, just to encourage them on how they are supposed to handle the community teams. Because we have like those individuals who prosper, they started from scratch and now at least they are doing something constructive. I can give you an example like the current community coaches which you have seen, at least they are started somewhere and they took different teams somewhere, the likes of Vijago. So he started, Vijago, I know him when he was playing at Carolina under Makina. So I know him very well when he was still a player. And
is
now
he under you or you were playing together?
No, Vijago, when I was coordinating Carolina for KIBRA program, so he was one of the players at Makina. So I know him when he was a player, and now he's a coach. And now he have taken like opportunity of taking so many players. And those are examples of the coaches. At least if you invite them to come and talk to the current community coaches, at least those he motivates those community coaches. Yeah, he will tell them exactly where he started and where he is, what made him to be where he is. So you can get like those young community coaches at least can start admiring that steps by step, and at least to be they also maybe in future they want to be like where Vijago is or more than Vijago. Yeah.
Speaking of coaches, Canta, sisi usikia wewe ndio the brains behind the referee and the coaches training within KIBRA. Nini ilifanya initiate such trainings? What was your boost towards such trainings happen hapa mtaani?
Yeah, my real motivation of nurturing or bringing the concept of community referee in our community is where when I was in Carolina for KIBRA, when we are doing our finals, we normally invite like the likes of the late referee. You know, his name was Coach, something like that. And also the current, the retired referee, the dad of Buddy. So those are some of his name was Army. So they were the senior referee in the community. We had like only 3 senior referees in the community. We had like Buddy or Mondi, and also we have like there's another referee, Fadili. So those are the senior referees in the community, and you can invite them at least to come and officiate. Let's say when we had like our finals, to come and officiate like under 12, under 14, under 15. You can just imagine this senior officiating these 4 categories. I decided no, we need to recruit our young referees, because one day, one time, those individuals will disappear or they will retire. You see, so I started like the first training of referee at Carolina for KIBRA when I was, which was held in KIBRA Primary. So I recruited like 25 youth in the community, and we facilitate like the training. And under that 25, we had like the likes of Rubby was one of the referee, the likes of Badri, the current Badri, who is in the Football Federation, and some others. So the facilitator of that training was Mike Itu. He was like the senior referee under the Kenya Football Federation by then. So he's the one who came and do the facilitation of the referee. So under all those referee, all those years, currently we had like only one referee who is now standing out. And I'm so proud whenever he normally officiates matches. So he's the only one who left under the 25, the referee. And that was like, let's say, 7-10 years ago since we did that training. So since then, we had not have like any officiating courses, unless maybe if the local if the federation have done it, maybe I don't know. But under like the organization, we haven't had like any other officiating course in the meantime. And this is so dangerous, and also it's so risky in our community, in the growth of our soccer in the community, if you don't nurture upcoming referee. At YY for KIBRA, I have like 5 under 14 referees who normally officiate my matches. What I gave them only basic, because like those lower category doesn't need like so many rules. So I just gave them like the basic rules. I equip them with the referee attires, so that at least whenever they are in the field, those players can see now we have a referee, rather than going to the field with jeans or with other uniform. So the players won't take you serious. But if you put on like the soccer attires, those referees will feel that now we have a serious referee who is officiating the game. So I have like these lower categories, and I still work with them so that at least they can be officiating those matches. And maybe I normally give also a chance to community coaches. In the team, you can get like those who love soccer, but maybe they don't know how to play soccer. They are not talented, they are not skillful, but they are following the team. So I normally tell the coaches, if you have like those individuals who love soccer and they want to be like a referee, they can come and also give them those kind of opportunity so that they can officiate. They can be part of the system by officiating. Also in your training, those individuals also can assist you whenever maybe you are playing 7 aside or maybe 11 aside. You can volunteer to be a referee. That's how you tap on different skills from different players.
Given a chance, would you bring back the referee coaching to the community?
Yeah, those are some of my future dreams. Whenever we get like funding to do that, that's are some of the things I'm planning to do. To nurture so many coaches, to nurture so many referees. In soccer fraternity, you have like so many things players can do. It's not only a matter of playing soccer alone, because we have like element of officiating, we have like element of coaching, we have like you can participate in being a team doctor, team manager. What are you going to manage if you don't have a management skills? So all of this at least is under the soccer. So we have like so many things. Also we have like a nutrition. It's supposed to be in the soccer program. You need to have like a counselor supposed to be in a team, so that because you never know what happened to that player yesterday. Maybe he's playing but his mind is somewhere else. So you need to have like also a counselor who's supposed to counsel those players in some areas. You see, because in soccer, as I said, we have like it's a bigger platform. So if given a chance, those are some of the areas we need to build on. If you want to have like a successful community soccer team, if you want to have a successful players, if you want to have a successful professional team.
Speaking of football, Canta, nasikia ulikuwa coaches wa madem Carolina kwa KIBRA. Unaonaje timu za mtaa za madem? What can you say about that?
Yeah, when I was in Carolina, my best coaching was I was just focusing on girls. Handling girls is not easy. That's a very tricky department.
Yeah, it's true.
If you are not, especially if you are not disciplined as an individual, you cannot handle girls. Because some parents, at times, if they realize that my girl is going to play soccer, is thinking of so many things. In our community, we believe girls are supposed to do like domestic work. They're not supposed to be in the field. But currently, the way the world is going, we need to give equal opportunity to the community, in our community, because girls are doing marvelous things. Handling girls is very like the way you can handle like egg.
Can it that fragile?
You need to be extra careful because anything wrong, you just lose that girl. Convincing a girl to come in a playing field needs so many things. So, and it's beauty to handle or to have like a soccer team for the girls, because at least it attracts, and you normally give that individual who has like a zero skill about soccer. Now you're giving him everything. So all in all, our girls team in the community, yeah, they're doing great, and we need to do more of that. And we need to encourage so many girls team to be in the community. If we compare our community, and if you go to Islam, we have like so many girls soccer teams who are competing in different tournaments, different leagues. That's why if you realize in our national team, getting like a girl from our community is hard. We don't have, because like Islam normally dominate. Why? Because at least they have like so many that opportunities, and we have like so many. Their guys are they have like those guys who pushing for their girls at least to be in the national team. But in our side, it depends with the local federation. What are they doing? What are they representing? You see. So, as I said, the girls in the community they are doing fine, but we need to do more of that. If you have like so many categories playing soccer in the community, the better. At least we get one day, one time. At least we'll have our girls representing our community in the top flight. I can appreciate like the likes of girls soccer. Last time at least they played in the top flight, and they did very well. At least we need to have like more of girls soccer, more of Uweza, who at least battling out with other teams, at least to make our community proud. You see, and also handling girls team, you need also to equip them with the soccer attires, because if you don't have attires, you don't expect a girl to come to the field. Like in our days, at least if you go and convince the parents about the girls to come and play soccer, the parents will just tell you, will you give them with the necessary attires? If you say yes, well and good. If you say no, they'll say yes, leave my girl alone. Because I cannot afford to go and buy soccer clothes, and yet that girl doesn't have even a shoe to go to school. So the priority will be the school shoes, not like the soccer clothes. So nurturing the girls team, we need also to commit ourselves so much.
If only all the league teams in KIBRA had sister teams. Aish! Iko siku.
Yeah. There is someone who said that what is killing the girls team are our coaches. As we've said, the discipline, and some they're taking advantage of our girls. I don't know how true is that, but that is what is being said.
Yeah, that's true. We have like so many coaches, some coaches taking advantage of our smart girls, the figures and the rest. So instead of concentrating on nurturing that talent, he's just concentrating on how I can hook up with that player after the match. It happens. If you go to the place known as the Great here, we had like an incident back one of the community coaches. He had like a community coach. He was a community soccer girls coach, but by the end of the day, one of the girl he he seduced the girl to be like his girlfriend and to be like the wife. By the end of the day, unfortunately, they get like a kid. That kid was playing like the same team. When he was 16 years, he abused that kid.
Wow.
He abused that kid. Believe you or not. And fortunately, he was arrested and he served like some years in the jail.
The kid is supposed to be the daughter, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
That was his daughter, and unfortunately, he did what he was best on doing. So, because he has like that attitude on him, you see. So we have like those. That's why I was telling you, handling the girls thing is so fragile. You need to be very disciplined. That's why when I was in Carolina for KIBRA, I did not give any other person, apart from my best friend, known as Onush, who was handling the girls team. Because I know him very well. We normally hang together. So I know his discipline. So without that, I did not give any other person the girls team. That's why you can get like the likes of Kina Haram, the likes of Kina Mamilo, the likes of Kina Lasti, the likes of Kina He.
Yes, the likes of me.
Okay.
So those individuals, at least they made it until they are married without getting kids when they are still teenagers. That's how a disciplined coach is supposed to. Yeah, when you handle that girl team, handle it as if she's your sister. That player, she's your sister, and to make sure that at least she get what you can give it to your sister. That's if you can get that individual who had like that discipline, you will have like so many girls. And also I encourage the other disadvantage which we are having. I encourage more senior girls players to take the role of coaching, to coach like the girls, because we have like the rooms of coaching course, but you can get like very few female players want to be a coach. That's why you get like boys team coordinate like the girls team, because they are the one that is they are available, but we don't have like the girls who are handling the girls issue or girls agendas.
Like one of your players, Rihanna, she's really trying to handle girls in the community.
Yeah, those are some of the individuals. At least we are encouraging them, so that they can be like a role model in the community and inspire more girls to come on board. And that individual is supposed also to recruit somebody at least to be like her in the community. Because maybe one day, one time, she will not manage to be in that position. What will happen? So she needs also to work on a replacement to nurture more, so that at least we can get multiple of that individual.
Hussein, hizo siku Canta alikuwa mstreet. Eventually my mom had his number, you will not believe me. Amesema Lasti is one of my baby sisters. Where?
Footballer.
Alikuwa footballer hizo siku. My mom had his number. Where?
Yeah, the parents normally call me whenever we are going for because whenever you're going to any tournament, you need also to have like a consent letter from the parents. So you give out like players to go and give it to their parents. So in case maybe we are participating in tournament outside KIBRA, and those players will come late at home. So at least we make sure that at least we prepare their parents. And when it's late, at least we make sure one of our volunteers will take them until home. Yeah. So the parents will call, "Is my kid with you?" Yeah. Were you expecting him to come? Were you expecting her to come late? Yeah, at this time. So at least there is that good coordination between parents and also the coaches. But if you can work without parents, don't expect success in that. Because girls are very tricky. They are so tricky, and they are taking advantage over that situation. They can always trick their parents that they are going for a match. can't have organized for a tournament. We are going for a match somewhere, but it's not the case. So maybe they're going for their own dates. So you need to be very strict. If the parents will tell you, my daughter left because you have organized a match somewhere, just tell the parents no, we don't have any program. Hata mtoto player, if the player want to hate you, let her hate you. But we are telling the parents the truth. You see, that's how you can start at least giving preparing that individual at least to be honest, because there is more opportunity which will come.
Yes. What is that one impact, or let's say a legacy that you feel you left at while coaching the girls team at Carolina that no one else would achieve?
Just to say like a legacy which I left is whereby we nurture. I recruited the coordinator of the girls who coordinated the girls program until now. She's still doing that. Mweni, Ruth Mweni from Saba, and also some of my players who made it. They were disciplined. They got scholarship of going to school, and they finished their high school. They go to college, and they did what they're supposed to do as a girl, and now they are married without getting pregnant when they are still teenage. So those are some of the legacy. Whenever I see them, even at the moment, at least I feel proud. And also they are also proud of introducing me to their husband. That this guy is the one who nurtured me, made me to be where I am. So those are some of the things. Whenever I see in the community, I feel that there is part I've played in the community. And the way I said earlier, also when it comes to like players, boys team, when I see like those, the Badir, when I see the Jesse, when I see like other players prospering, when I was in that system, I feel proud.
Canta, currently, una watch league yetu ya mtaani. Which team do you support, by the way?
I normally support. I was KIBRA United. I will remain KIBRA United. I support KIBRA United.
You were. Somewhere uliongea juu ya KIBRA United. Canta, kwa nini uliachilia KIBRA United? But you're saying ningetaka kumuona saying ningetaka kuona kama hapo top ranker official KIBRA United. Why are you not so involved with it right now?
You need also, if you are a leader, give space to the upcoming. Give opportunity to the upcoming. Don't be like a leader which want to die with the team or which want to die with the position. Because there is time. That's why I'm telling you, if you are there to nurture talents, you need to give space. I left KIBRA United because I brought KIBRA United where it's supposed to be. It was a high time now at least to give like other challenge, because we have like those smart minds outside there who can take KIBRA United to the next level. That's why we give opportunity to the upcoming. At the moment, not that I'm not in KIBRA United, but we are among the founder of KIBRA United. They call ourselves the trustees. So whenever KIBRA United will have like any issue, they still come back and contact us.
So
and
still work behind the curtain.
Yeah, we still work behind the curtain. But I did not, when you ask me about why I'm not so involved in KIBRA United or in our community leagues, my question was, I asked myself, whom am I going to watch on the field? That's the big question. Whom am I going to watch? When I was playing in Ajax, the whole community will come to Woodley or to College to come and watch the game. What are they coming to watch? They're coming to watch Canta, they're coming to watch Abu, they're coming to watch Casta, they're coming to watch like the names of the boys after the match, they will mingle with them in the community. But nowadays, if you go and watch some of our local matches, quarter of the players are from community. 3/4 are outsiders. What are we? What are we trying to show to the community? So if we believe in outsiders who are going to groom our locals, we better lose even if it's 3-0, 4-0. But we have our first 11 or our 9 players who are our own. That's why we are proud of our own. But if you decided to go and recruit those who are best in their community to come and represent our community, that won't be like our face. That will be outsiders' face. The only face which will be there is only the name. But the rest, maybe after the match, that individual will go to Nairobi, individual will go to sleep, individual will go to Omar. But you remain with only 2 who will be working with them in the community. That will not be making any impact in the community. You see, we will not be having our own. Yes, some coaches or some players will say, community, we don't have like players. How?
Drugs, our players are much into drugs, they're indisciplined. That's what the coaches
what motivates them to go and take drugs? What motivates them to go and to be indisciplined? So, because you don't recognize them, they are very talented, they are very skillful, but you don't recognize them. So what will they do? They don't have any other option. So the option they see, let's go and watch the match. Let's take our drugs. Let's be hooligans, you see, because you don't recognize them. If you recognize them, give them that discipline supposed to be there, they will be like that individual you are thinking about. You never know what that best player you are recruiting from that other community, what they are doing after the match. You never know. You see? So everybody, at least they know their strength and their weaknesses. If you are a good leader, work on the individual weakness to upgrade that individual. But if you are talking about his weakness every now and then, you are doing nothing. You are demoralizing that individual. Always talk about that. Yeah, after realizing that the weakness of that individual, you need to do ABC and work on it. The strength is there. So the strength is only just brushing it, but the weakness is your assignment.
Canta. Sawa. Haya, best 11 yako ya mtaa. Mimi nataka unipe best 11. Ama ni first 11. First 11.
In community, all of them are best 11.
Hi, Canta.
So,
if you have to organize your team, ipatie wale 11 wataanza hiyo game.
They are all the best.
Canta bana.
They are all the best. Because if I start mentioning individual, I will be biased.
Hata sikuwa biased, si lazima kwa nacheza ligi sahi, yani ile dream team yako, yani wale
dream team yangu niko nayo, wale tulikuwa wako nayo, sasa hawachezi.
Ni sawa tu, hiyo ndio best
the current one.
Tuseme sasa tunataka timu ya wazee, kina Canta.
Imewekwa mpaka na vijana wa sahi, yani tu best hii tunasema player ni mkali. Nataka tu best 11 yako.
Siwezi kabisa.
Hai Canta. Unajua mimi hata napenda ipatie best 11.
Maplayer wote.
Atakatai hata sisi tunakubali yote ni mazuri.
Siwezi mention ati wewe ni mzuri ile si mzuri. Kila mtu vile nilisema awali, everybody has his weakness and strength.
Canta amesema ana best 11.
Okay,
they are all best.
They're all best. Yeah. Kila mtu ako fiti. So players, all of you are best 11 to Canta.
Canta has spoken as like a professional. It's been long since nisikia such a talk. Na mungia facts. But this is the question to you, Canta, is why can't you come back into coaching and bring your ideas practically? Because probably not everyone will take your ideas. And since you have Wayo, probably you bring your idea into Wayo. But now we have community teams that is a league and they need such ideas. Why can't you come back into coaching the community league?
You know, if you are sick, you go and see the doctor. Yeah.
Okay.
You go to the hospital and see the doctor. And will be. So if those individuals will need like my advice, I'm there at least to advise them on what they're supposed to do. Because I'll be biased if I concentrate only on Kibra or Gogo or maybe Weza. But I'm very available to anybody who wants my advice or anybody who wants my service. I provide. That's why I started an initiative which be like to be like a role model, so that any other person, if you feel that I want to go that direction, let me follow this guy. That's why I started that in Carolina. I wanted to be like, it's supposed to be like an institution whereby if you want to do something to do with soccer, that's an example organization. I really admire MISA. MISA is my motivation factor, to be honest with you. The way they handle things, the way they produce, like the 3/4 of players who are playing in Premier League pass through MISA. 3/4. The current coaches who are in the national team or the girls' national team were from MISA. Why MISA? Because they have like what it takes. You see? So if we had like such institution in our community here, believe you or me, we can have like so many players who are now playing in different ways. If you go abroad, if you go to Sweden, if you go to Norway, if you go to US, you'll see like MISA products. We have like those who are there and they are doing marvelous. You see? So that one institution brought so many talents outside there. You see? Because some of the players who are in MISA, because we know like the background of those players, they did not believe to live the life they are living at the moment. But it happened just because of that one institution, just because of that one Mundro who came with that an idea, and it helps a lot of people. So coming up with such institution in the community will really, really play a very vital role into our community members. Not that in KIBRA we don't have talent. Not that in KIBRA we don't have like managers. Not that in KIBRA we don't have like what it takes. But do we have an institution who is facilitating such a thing in our community? Do we have such institution? If you don't have, what do we expect? You see?
Well, our coach today has said if we want to build our own community, we nurture our own talents. If we want to discipline players, we discipline our own players. We start from our own community, we build our own community. Today, tumesikia hiyo yote. This beautiful scenery, it's a girls soccer rooftop ya mtaani, hapa tu kwetu. I was your host Rubby today, and my co-host.
I'm Hussein Omar.
And our guest, Coach Canta. Huyu tukianza kuongea naye tutamaliza leo.
I think we should bring him back.
Yeah, we're bringing him back.
And then to our viewer, YYO is open for sponsorship or any help you want to give. Kindly give it to look for Canta and talk to him.
Yes, anataka pia volunteers.
Yeah.
Hata kocha sana alisema soccer talent wako open for anyone who feels like ako ready kusaidia football within our community. Let's build our own community. Let's build a greater foundation for our community. Let's discipline our own community. I was your host Rubby. Please kindly subscribe and hit on the notification bell.